You ever been out with friends and realized that you were the only one not getting hit on? And then immediately thinking it's because you exist in a bigger body? It's horrible because you know that male attention isn't the end all be all, but at the same time it still hurts. I'm curvy, I'm bigger than most of my friends, so my first instinct is oh, they don't want a bigger girl. This past summer I was at a hostel and I saw these guys. I went to introduce myself and I was standing next to this girl that was just complete Victoria's Secret, the old Victoria's Secret supermodel vibes.
Interesting how she mentioned the old Victoria's Secret models. What's wrong with the new Victoria's Secret models, or the new Calvin Klein models, or the new Abercrombie and Fitch models?
Hey everyone, this is Rock from StageandSky.com, and today it's going to be a fun one. The question of the day is, should you work out and keep yourself in shape to be more attractive to the other person, right? If you're a guy, should you work out and be in shape and make yourself get in shape to attract a woman? And vice versa. If you're a woman, should you focus on hitting the gym and making your body look right just to attract a guy? The whole point of this came up because I was watching a channel called Think Before You Sleep. And I watch a lot of his shows. I don't agree with everything, but he hits on some pretty good stuff. His latest one was about a woman who's on TikTok, and she has a pretty face. I mean, you've seen the video right here, right? She has a pretty face, but she's talking about how, oh, sometimes I go out and the guys only look at my skinny friends, and oh, I used to work out, but I'm not looking good. And she's lamenting a lot about her body shape, despite her pretty face. There's a clip of her, in her underwear, where I guess Think Before You Sleep opines that she must have weighed, a lot, and she lost the weight. That's why she has a flabby belly, whatever, and he suggested tummy tucks. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of research to talk about that. But I want to hit on this notion of, I was in the comment section, and I was, I like to mingle with the comment section, because even in my own comment section, if you respond to any of my videos, I'm not going to be like, you're wrong, because who am I? I'm just like you, right? So if you have a comment, you have a thought or opinion, share it. But one guy said this: I really wish Think Before You Sleep touched on the notion that you don't need to work out just to make yourself attractive. You need to work out just so you can be healthy, and forget the voice. I'm not trying to mock him, whatever, but I've heard that a lot. Oh, you shouldn't work out to make yourself attractive to the opposite sex. You should work out to make yourself healthy, because it's all about your health. And even in a lot of red pill spaces, they'll say, hey, you should never do anything for the opposite sex. You should do it for you. You should be on your purpose and do it. Listen, okay. I hear what you're saying. I get that. This is just, again, food for thought, pun intended. I used to weigh 378 pounds. I know, if you see these pictures right here, this isn't me bragging as if, another thing, before I go into it, everything I'm about to say is just one man's opinion. Beauty is an eye of the beholder. What I find attractive, you might not find attractive, so take this with a grain of salt, okay? But I'm gonna speak just from my experience, all right? From a big man. I'm 6'3", I'm around 235, I box, I'm in good shape, I'm doing good. However, when I was 20 years old, I used to weigh 378 pounds. I got that way because I was a glutton. Back then I worked at a pizza delivery service, and I got to take home a free pizza every night. I was drinking it down every night while I'm sleeping, before I go to bed, with a Dr. Pepper. Sometimes I would go to McDonald's, order too much, Taco Bell. I can give you some glutton stories. I heard there's a whole Reddit thing about that. But when I was that weight, when I was 378 pounds, age 20, I really didn't know how unhealthy I was, right? I know that sounds unbelievable. I knew I was fat. You could tell how people treated you, they didn't want to be around you. I knew I was, there's a certain warmth that you emanate, and I'm already down in South Florida. Sometimes we smell. But as far as, oh, this is unhealthy, oh, this is bad for your health, that didn't even cross my mind, because when you're young, especially me being young and kind of athletic myself, I was delivering pizzas where I can go up and down stairs, sometimes three flights of stairs like it was nothing, boogie up and down. And also I could dance, I could pop and lock. When I was 18, I dislocated my knee, just literally popping and locking my, knee out of place. You see this video right here? This is me dancing for a school project, and it's super funny. I made my whole classroom laugh, but when I looked at that, I didn't tell myself, that fat bastard's unhealthy. I just said, that fat bastard's unattractive. I can understand why no girl wants to date me. That's kind of what I really want to get across when it comes to, oh, well, you need to think about your health. When you're young, how often do we really do that? How can you really fathom that, you know, in 10 years, like, it really is by the grace of God that, you know, he put it in me to lose weight, to finally hit the gym, to hit the treadmill, to do cardio, to focus on cardio, and, you know, just slim down. It took 4 years of me hitting the gym, Anytime Fitness. That's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're afraid of going to the gym because you're intimidated by other people who are way more fit and in shape, first off, you should know that the people who are fit and in shape, you know, they see you as big as you are hitting the treadmill and just coming in and you start to build a routine, they're going to root for you. They're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. They love that. A lot of them used to be you, you know, myself included. I'm like, dude, keep coming, guy or girl, you know? All right, so that's why I really want to hit on this notion of, oh, you should do it to make yourself healthy. If you don't know that you're not healthy, why would you even think about, oh, I should do this to make myself healthy? Because a lot of these people, they're young people. You know, a lot of it takes years to gain the maturity, the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience. But when you're young and you really need to do the right thing, your health is important. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying, what's the harm in it just injecting a little bit of motivation and using attraction as a motivator? I can tell you that when I was 30 years old, this is like years after keeping the weight off, a friend of mine, a coworker who was very much overweight now, she basically asked me, hey Rock, can you help me lose weight? And I told her, okay, sure. You know, and of course I recorded her saying, hey, is it right that I push you because I don't want to be accused of fat shaming you by trying to get you to the gym? She's like, yeah, I really want to go. So then she had a hard time sticking to routine. She had a hard time going to the gym. So I kept asking her, what's your motivation? You know, like what drives you? Because that was the thing with me, you know, when I hit the gym. And here's the deal also with that, because she basically said, you know, oh, I'm not looking to hit the gym to look good she said, I'm not trying to hit the gym to attract a mate or to please a mate. I'm doing it because I want to improve my lifestyle. And I'm like, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a gym enthusiast, if you're a health expert, this is just a theory I'm spitting out here. But I have an opinion that the improved lifestyle, the change in your lifestyle, the change in your mentality, that comes after. That's secondary. It doesn't happen right away. What is there first, like, is the motivation. Like, what prompts you to go into the gym? You know, the dream of having the changed lifestyle, you know, like, that comes along with it. My lifestyle has changed. I'm like 235 pounds. I've kept off the weight for well over a decade now. You know, and even now I'll eat food, but I hit the gym. I can't not go to the gym. I can't miss 3 days without going to the gym. You know, so my lifestyle has changed, but that came after. I didn't even think about that. For me, it was always, I want to attract a mate. I want to attract a mate. And then the lifestyle change afterwards. So I tried to inject that in her. I was like, listen, I get that you want to change your lifestyle, but why? You know, like, why? There's got to be a reason. Wanting to be attractive for the opposite sex is not a shameful thing. I want to say that to all my Christian brothers and sisters out there, all the people young and old. Wanting to look beautiful for your man is not a bad thing. Wanting to get ripped, if your woman likes muscles or burly, like you just doing the curls 3 times a week to impress your lady friend, that's not a bad thing. You know, like, I'm not sure why our generation has been so fixated, especially, I mean, come on, let's be honest. It's usually men who are told, hey, you're being too superficial. Women, you can do whatever you want. However, if a man can't get a woman, then it's a man who needs to step up. He needs to get a better job, whatever. But if it's the opposite, oh, well, those men are just misogynistic. I can tell you this straight up. Since 2017, I've been boxing. Like, I hit a boxing gym. I box 3 times a week. And I can tell you that anyone, if you've been in the boxing gym, if you've been in UFC, tell me this isn't true. Nothing pushes a guy to work harder and perform 10 times better than if all of a sudden a hot woman enters the gym. All right, we can act like we're men and that doesn't matter. Oh, we can do whatever we want. I'm in my own zone. But I guarantee to you, if you see that woman, she's in some 2-piece and she's out next to you and she's going, she's not trying to, it's not for attention. She's just joining because she legit wants to learn, and she's in your vicinity. For some reason, you're boxing, you're hitting the back harder. For some reason, your technique, your hooks are better. Like, you're exerting more. You're not at the end of the round where you're getting tired and you want to put your hands on your knees. No, you keep going. Where's that inspiration coming from? It's from women. Ladies, you inspire us. A lot of us guys in our 20s, as I said in other videos, You know, like, we work our ass off to get out of debt so we can start a family with you. And when we do that, we in our minds, we have not just any woman, we want the hottest woman we can find. And again, beauty is an eye of the beholder, everyone's different, but we're attracted to beauty. That's the way the world works. I'm sorry. And if you want, so this woman who, the Think Before You Sleep, the woman I have on the screen here, if she wants a guy, first off, if you look at the comment section of that video on Think Before You Sleep, almost like 90% of the comments I saw were from guys saying, dude, she's pretty, I'd go for her. You know this. The reason why this woman has over 10 million views on TikTok is because she has a pretty face. She knows she can get a guy. That's not a problem. The problem is that she's probably going for guys that she thinks that's a little bit out of her league. Meaning the guys who typically go for the Victoria's Secret models or the Kim Kardashians. And because she wants that without putting in the work of the Victoria's Secret models or Kim Kardashian, she basically, you know, I really hate this. And I'm just like, darling, put in the work. There's nothing wrong with admitting, oh, you know what? I want this guy. I want to attract him. I'll put in the work for him. You know, and honestly, we appreciate you for it. You know, I think it's the most disrespectful and insulting thing to a guy, especially as men. Not all men, some men have bought into the current trends, but not all of us. It is an insulting thing for any person, any generation, anybody to say, Rock, all that work you did, that's great. I know someone who'd be perfect, and this has happened. I know someone who'd be perfect for you. And then you bring me some 200-pound girl, and then if I ask you, hey, would you date her? Would you even have sex with her? Oh, I wouldn't. Then why in the flip would you, and why would you, and what do I do? Do I look like, because it's insulting. You're basically saying, do I look like dog crap? Or do you think that's the best I can do? But I'm just saying, embrace it, man. Like, let's not shame it. Let's not act stupid as if this doesn't matter or anything like that. That's why I say on other videos, when you're young and beautiful, ladies, don't squander it. Beauty is a little bit more, it's different for men and women, right? Some men are valued for the looks. I mean, everyone wants Brad Pitt or Idris Elba, whatever. But for us, for the normal ones, the ones who you want to get married someday, you're probably going to get someone who's just stable, who provides and all of that. Looks is great, but what's really important is, can you depend on him? Whereas with men, when men look at women, we don't look at you. I know that society wants to say, oh, well, she has a degree and she has a career and she's making all this money. We're looking at, how do you look? Is she beautiful? If so, then we're drawn close to you. Then we want to see if your personality, if we're compatible. This woman who talks about, oh, it's my body, I'm curvy, and I can't get a man. You can. You know it. Also, I think the problem with it is that when you hit the gym, it is hard work. It is pain. You have to basically, when it comes to the lifestyle change, you're basically changing your lifestyle to embrace the pain a little bit. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to share. Just because I think that a lot of young people, it really is like Christianity, where you know what you need to do, but it's difficult. Like even when it comes to Christianity or, working out, it's difficult to fathom what the rewards look like, especially if, like for this girl who's very, very pretty in the face, I'm pretty sure she has had guys, males hitting on her from in her comment section or whatever, but she has lofty goals. And I would argue maybe a little bit of a sense of entitlement. When I say entitlement, that's different from you working for what you think you deserve, as opposed to not putting in the work and just being blessed with good genetics and thinking to yourself, well, all these good, these other guys are going for me. I want this guy. And he's like, yeah, well, that guy is chiseled too. He plays football and he has a finance degree, like he's probably going to go for that Instagram model looking, who's in shape. And, Olivia Dunn from LSU. I keep seeing this girl pop on New York Post. She's pretty, not my type, very petite. Anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Let me know what you guys think, what are your thoughts on it? And if you are, let me know what your thoughts are, and also if you used to be overweight, right? Because that's what I really want to hear from the most. Like, if you used to be overweight and you lost all the weight, you kept it off, and did you have the mentality of, I was thinking about my health first. I wasn't even thinking about tracking another mate, and if you were thinking about your health first and you lost the weight, what was what drove you? Like, because sometimes I think that can happen. So say if you become a parent, or someone's depending on you to raise them, and like you're overweight, then yeah, I think that would prompt you, oh, you know what? But even there, it's not so much your health, it's the I gotta look out for someone else. Anyways, let me know what you guys think.